Good morning, vlogsters. I feel like this is the way my life is gonna be. My YouTube life will be for like the indefinite future. Is if I'm feeling good enough to pick up the camera and grab a cup of coffee and chat with you guys, I will. If I have something to say, it's part of like what's been going on. Is I feel like I don't have anything to say. I don't have much to share. But I'm gonna do that first sip with you. Good morning. Here, it's so warm. It's actually kind of nice out, but it's cool in the house. So it's like so random that I was just gonna say this, but you know the thermodynamics, the benefit of keeping the window curtains closed for their insulating factor is directly counterproductive to keeping them open so that the sunshine can come in and warm your house. What we need is like to all be in the Jetsons, and when the sun comes up, the curtains get open so that you're warm at night but starts warming up in the morning, if you know what I mean. But we do have one spot in the house that we don't really worry about closing the curtains at night, because it's kind of like the house has like a C shape almost, and I don't know, it just doesn't have very much cold drafts at that window, but it does let a lot of sun in the morning, so it's like let's just leave that open and it'll warm up the area of the house that we have to enter into, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, good morning. Yesterday for some reason was a very hard day. For most days lately, it's like could ebb and flow type of thing. Like I'll have a good hour, a good 15 minutes, or I'll feel okay. Yesterday was just ick from the moment I woke up until pretty much the moment I put my head down on the pillow. I think the highlight of my day was having my piece of keto cheesecake. I made this New York style keto cheesecake. I highly recommend the recipe, whether or not you're doing keto or if you're diabetic, because it's got sugar substitute. But it's absolutely amazing. And actually what happened was, when we tasted it the first day, it's a long process, so don't get me wrong. It's not one of those things when you want a snack now, you have to prepare for it, that type of thing. So it's like, it bakes for like almost an hour, but then you have to like let it sit overnight. And you don't have to let it sit overnight, but with cheesecake, the flavor develops if you let it sit overnight. So I found this recipe because on Pinterest, they photographed it with berries, and I was like, oh. See, I've never really been a huge fan of cheesecake. I like it. Actually, I love the taste of cheesecake. I am a one-bite cheesecake girl. I find cheesecake always to be so rich that if I don't have like a gallon of milk with my 2 bites of cheesecake, I'm out. And it's not even like a textural thing. It's really just that it's so rich. I love the taste of cheesecake though, like cheese Danish, or like the cheesecake fillings, like cheesecake mousse. I love that flavor. It's just literally but I think just my taste has changed over time too. But this cheesecake, and I think what makes it so delicious for me is that, like, ooh, that's the edge. Like many New York cheesecakes, it's got lemon juice in it. And it actually tastes like lemony. It's so good. And with the berries, makes it out of this world. So what I've been doing is, Smucker's makes a sugar-free jelly. Forgive me if I've told you this already, because my brain doesn't really work the same way that it used to a few months back. Smucker's makes sugar-free jelly, and Dickinson's makes sugar-free jam and preserves. I think they're also by Smuckers, but like Dickinson's the label they're under. And I found that, my sister recommended that I find that at Cracker Barrel. So I got a jar. It's blackberry. It's this big. It's kind of expensive, but even being sugar-free, you don't use a lot of it. And the Smucker's sugar-free strawberry I just found at the store. But I have to tell you, on like toast, they're good. With a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I always found mixed with peanut butter that the full sugar jellies were like not, they always left an aftertaste for me. And I've been drinking Tab, like I've been drinking soda since Tab, diet soda since Tab. So just to give you an idea. I never really cared for them, but they have improved over time. That's one. Two is my tastes have changed. Two as well. And three is the way that I use them. So what I do is if I buy berries, say you never know if the blueberries are going to be sweet until you buy them. And the strawberries can look good, but they can be hidden white ones in there. And I don't mean totally white. I mean like just total like white caps. And if the caps are white, there's a very good chance your strawberry's not going to be sweet at all. So what I do is I find whatever berries are objectionable or like older or whatever. I slice them up. I take them and mix them with the blueberries. And then I take 1 tablespoon of the blackberry jam and 1 tablespoon of the sugar-free strawberry. And I boil them down. And then I make like a glaze over a pound of strawberries and a pound of blueberries. So it's really a little bit of glaze to go over a lot of berries. And what that does is makes sort of like a cheap compote glaze sort of berry topping. You know, it sweetens the berry topping just enough. It doesn't add that many more. I think both jellies are 1 tablespoon is 1 or 2 carbs. I can't remember. I can't exactly remember. All I know is that I always say that I'm adding, I guess I'm adding 2 carbs to it. So maybe each tablespoon. Because the serving size is 2 tablespoons, I think. So I think it's 2 carbs, 2 tablespoons. I think that's right. Anyway, so I like that. I know that I've had a few people mention before, like, I was vlogging and somebody was like, if this was going to be about keto, I wish you would let us know. And I was like, well, I vlog. I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know if you guys know that. Very few times I actually sit down and I have like an agenda. I don't ever have an agenda. Like I never write anything down, but I meant like sometimes I'm purposeful, like, oh, let me talk about the Bible study, or let me do, well, that was on my regular channel though. Let me vlog about a story time, specific story that I'm going to tell you. Most of the time I just sit back and I just tell you whatever's on my mind at the moment. And it goes like, as you've seen, sometimes we'll start talking about auto mechanics and we'll end up talking about toenails. No, I'm just kidding. We've never done either of those, but you guys get it. Excuse me. So, I feel like I want to make some changes. Jim and I have been talking about changes we need to make in the room, in our relationship, with our channels. I need to get jump started again. It's Christmas. I asked if we could start decorating early before Halloween, and now it's almost Thanksgiving and we haven't even pulled out 1 Christmas box yet. So I'm not upset by it. I just knew that this was going to happen. I feel like it's modus operandi. I'm glad I mentioned doing it early, because who knows, if I didn't mention it back in October, when could it actually get done? And I will tell you, this is not something that I can do by myself. So it's not something I'm just like passing off on him and be getting mad that he's not doing it. Anyhow, like there's a couple of things that I've asked him to help me with that I'm sure I could do by myself, but I actually just need help. I just need help. I need motivation. I need encouragement. I just need help. And I needed it from my partner, or I need it from my partner. I need my partner. I need my partner's help. So it is what it is. I was really looking forward, or am really looking forward to Christmas DIYs and stuff. My lack of doing autumn DIYs has, like, I was like, okay, let's get this stuff put away so that I can start the Christmas DIYs. And seeing all of the autumn and Halloween things that I never did because of the situation just really brought me way down. And I really didn't expect it to. I just, you know, I knew ahead of time it was coming, and I saw, but just seeing it was very overwhelming. Because then I'm like, what do I do? And then we talked about it. I will tell you, like, I know for a lot of you, I don't have a lot of stuff. I mean, I might have, that's not what I meant to start with. For a lot of you, I have like a ton of stuff. And I don't know, if we actually weighed it, maybe it would be a ton of stuff. But I know for a lot of you, or a lot of other YouTube DIYers, I may not have a fraction. You know, like even some crafters that talk. I've seen a lot of you share your craft rooms redos with me, or your craft space. Like I have crafters that have extremes. I have crafters that have like ginormous rooms in their houses, and that are dedicated solely to every type of craft that they do. And I don't mean like a big room, like this is a big room, this isn't a big room. But then I have crafters who like, this is my table that I work at my living room. I want to let you know that that was me. Until, what was it, February or March of 2018, that was me. I didn't get a craft room until then, and I already had my YouTube channel for over a year. December 16 to February. So like 16 months. I already had a YouTube channel for 16 months, and I was crafting out the kitchen table. But when I lived at 481, like Lisa and I we sold bags, and we made bags, like a production line every night. And I like had a folding table and take over my living room and my sewing machine. There was thread everywhere. I mean, it's what I had to do because that's the space I had at the time, you know. Kind of crazy. So, excuse me. So we talked about how could we get more storage. I think the thing is that I don't just have like a lot of things. I have a lot of different varieties of things. And that's because I'm a multi kind of crafter. You know, there are people who have this much stuff and they just bead. Just saying. But there are also people who who just do floral arranging and wreaths and just have like thousands of flowers in their house. There are also people who just buy what they need, use it, and then that's it. I'm not one of those people. As you know. But here's the thing. I have beading, I have paper crafts, I have floral crafts, I have woodworking crafts, I have painting, I have craft DIYs, I have nautical rope in the farmhouse style and all the ribbon and the fabric. And I'm the kind of crafter who has to keep all different varieties of things. Now, the one thing that I do that not many other YouTubers who do what I do, but some do. I'm not saying I'm not the only one. But I craft for every holiday, normally, on a normal year. Even before I had a YouTube channel, I craft and decorate for every holiday. So not everybody has a box for St. Patrick's Day. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody has a box of Valentine's Day DIY materials. That's what I'm saying. So I actually just have like a larger variety of things that I have to contend with, that I have to deal with, that I have to organize. So we were talking, Jim and I were talking about like different ways to do it. We seem to come up with a really good plan, but I told him I would like to do this one small project that will help. But like the big project, I want to wait until the spring because we really need to like, we're going to be kicking up a lot of like dust and dirt, and we need to like open the windows and stuff. So it's not something that can happen right now. Plus, I'm not in a place right now to do anything like that. So we've told, we've talked about that, like, let's take care of, do this little bit first. And he's already taken his first steps into taking care of part of it. Like he started it basically is what I'm saying. And I say he started it because he told me that part of the project he needed to do by himself. So everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people on YouTube think like I have control issues, but trust me, I don't. He can go have it at it all he wants. So I let him do that part by himself, and then this part, I think we're gonna have to do together next. There are some still like questions up in the air. I have things that I wanted to try to do, but I don't think that they'll work. So we have to like, not rewire the house, but Jim has to set up like a cable cord kind of thing. So it's just a lot of different, a little different steps, and I'm excited. The bins of fabric, I already had done this project. I did record it, but I don't know what I'm going to share anymore. I know I just keep recording my life, and I just don't know. I'm sorry about that too, because I know you guys miss me and miss it, and I miss you and miss interacting with you, but that's the part. If I could just upload things and not have to interact, and I don't mean have to, but when you're depressed, you don't want to interact with people. That's the thing. Or I don't anyway. I can't speak for everybody else. Let me take that back. So this is like the baskets that I did have, like the Dollar Tree fabrics, and now these ones I got at the 99-cent only store for $1.99, and they're quite, I mean, it's quite bigger. Is this one lighter? I wonder if this one's lighter. This one's lighter here. I'll just show you really quick, like side by side. Can you see how much bigger that one is? So what's really funny is the fleece. When I moved the fleece over, it started to unravel, and then ended up taking up more room in the big basket than this one. So I was like, but this is just a few things that I have to go through. There's scraps in here. And then some projects. And then, doesn't everybody have a 1997 Garth Brooks Sevens bandana laying around? No, just me? Okay. I'm not really sure. I know where it was in my room. I don't know how it got in here. That was the thing I was saying. There's a couple of like random, like this really cute Martha Stewart gift dish towel that I bought on clearance and after Christmas one year. And then this towel I know about. This towel I got as a gift, or I bought it. I don't know if Sharon got it for me or if I bought it. I feel like I bought it, but the button popped off. So I was like, oh, I have to put the button back on. But I'm like, why do I have to put the button back on? But it's just this really pretty embroidered rooster. That's cute. But anyway, so it's just like these random, I made this. I want to sew more sometimes. Sometimes I want to just sew. Like I bought these autumn placemats to do pillows out of, pillow covers actually. And I just was like, I'm going to sew them. And yeah. But this I made, if you guys are ever interested. So Jim is big into wolves. I don't know if you've heard. But when we lived in New York in 2005, Jim just needed a break from New York. So he went to go work he was going to work for the summer back in Yellowstone. He worked in Yellowstone a couple of months before I met him. He had literally just come back from Yellowstone when we met online. And that's why I just feel like divine intervention. But besides the point. So when he was going to work at Yellowstone, he had his sleeping bag, but it was like, I could take my sleeping bag because it rolls up, but it's like nylon and it's not comfortable to sleep in all the time. And I was like, well, I made him a duvet cover. I feel like it's under that, on that quilt blanket under there, but I'm not 100% sure. So what I did was I just took a bunch of different types of fabrics and I made like a piecework sort of duvet cover. Anyway, what I did was I took the scraps of it and I made like, so this is one piece of fabric here. This is a second piece of fabric that had, it was a coordinating denim. That's all. But there was this piece of fabric here, and this is one piece of fabric. Like it looks like it looks like this is a band, but the way that the Walmart does their quilt pieces, this is one piece of fabric. And this is another piece of fabric, and then this is a third, and this is a fourth. And these all fabrics were in his like duvet cover. And what this is this is the thing that like slides under your mattress and you can keep. So it was for him, like he knew that he wasn't going to have much room in his dorm at Yellowstone because he had been there before. And I made him like a bed, you know, place to put his cell phone when it's charging, or his soda, or his book, you know, his Bible pocket or whatever, like wherever he wanted to keep in it. That hangs off the side of the bed. So that's a good project if you guys are ever just have some scraps and you don't know what to do with. You can make your family and friends those things, especially people with like limited space for a nightstand or can only have a small nightstand. It's just a nice thing to have. So, I don't know. I would just see, this is what I'm talking about. We started off talking about what? Organizing the room. We end up talking about sewing projects. In my mind, through the minds of Jeri-Ann. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I don't know, my microphone might not have picked it up. But that was a very strong wind. And today is Thursday, and it's not 10 o'clock in the morning. So it actually started like the sirens were going to go off. We had a tornado warning. We had sirens last week. Come on. Was it last week or is it like Monday? No, today is third. So maybe it was last week. Because I feel like it was like Mom's birthday though. I think it was after Mom's birthday. We had like storms. We had such bad storms in the middle of November. We had the tornado warning. It was crazy. It was crazy. I haven't seen any reports of it actually touching down, but they no longer have the local news channel that was here in Rolla. It shut down like a year or so ago. A little over a year ago, I think, a year and a half. So it's like you don't really know what's going on type of thing. So I do still have some things to go through. The thing that Jim and I have been talking about most recently is, where do we put the things? So I said to him, I have purged. I think I possibly may have to purge more. However, when I purged, this is what was left over. Now, I have like a basket here and a box down there where like, okay, I pulled these items out for a project, and then circumstances being what they were, just didn't happen, the project. So it's like those things in those baskets do have a home back somewhere, but do I want to put them away again, or do I want to like just leave them and do the project? Like, so this is kind of where I'm at with things. I have so much desire. I want to say there's a willpower and a want power. is coming to play. But I don't even know if that's right. I have a lot of desire to do the things. Like, I just want to go in here and like, I just want to put some vinyl in and start cutting things and making pretty signs. I have really cute plates over there that Lisa gave me, like these wood chargers. I'm like, I just want to strip those wood chargers and put a pretty thing on there and then give it as a gift for Christmas. But the task can be overwhelming. The tasks are overwhelming. One of the things that I'll show you guys really quick is I have this whole system, these like little cubies and these little boxes I got from Cracker Barrel, and of course my little brush thing. So my brush thing works like a charm. What hasn't worked for me, and it doesn't say it hasn't worked for me, it worked for me, but now it no longer works for me, is my 2-tier paint holder, because I find myself using much larger variety of paint than will hold in that 2-tier paint holder. So I want to have a different way to organize some paints here at the desk. And then these little burlap cubies that I was gifted from burlap.com that hold like the burlap I'm currently using type of thing, or the jute that I'm currently using. And I think the last one, not sure what's in that last one. I could get up and look, but I'm not gonna. And then like these 2 boxes have like sharps and like inks and stuff that's just like, I was gifted some like distress ink, and I don't have a place to put distress ink, but I want to try to use it type of thing, so I just have it there. I think I'm going to replace those with these. I found these at the Dollar Tree. I caught 4 of them. I don't know if you guys know. So these do go like a little better with my style, and I think that they'll fit perfectly on, well, they will. They're gonna fit perfectly on this shelf, like literally perfectly, like they were made for it. I don't even know how to describe this to you right now without showing you. So here, just put that in there. Oh, I can't push it back all the way. I have jars, but look, it like fits perfectly on that shelf, like the way I have it leveled off. I can't push it back all the way. It's good. I've got jars back there I didn't reach. So I think that 3 of them across will help me organize things a little bit better. And that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I really have to have more energy. You guys, I'm sorry. Sorry. I am sorry. I'm feeling away. Sorry about that. Ooh. And that's what happens. That's why I haven't been vlogging. That's why I haven't been crafting. I get like 65% of a craft done. And then I just lose all desire or ambition or the joy just leaves almost as quickly as it comes. Sorry about that. Anyhow. Excuse me. I want you guys to know that I so appreciate you. I appreciate your kindness. Your support is amazing. Your love is like overwhelming. I was gifted a beautiful gift card from Wendy at White Sparrow Living, Luke 12:6, and I'm just afraid to go out to the store. People here in this city really are, and not everybody obviously, but there's so many people that lie on the side of the aisle that believe that masks are crap. And I can't risk going out. Here's what I was mentioning. I feel like I mentioned it in the last time we chat, but I'm not really sure, because chatting with you or chatting with my friends or chatting with my family, it sort of becomes combined sometimes as you get older. You're like, did I tell you that, or did I tell your sister that, kind of thing, you know? But all of my energy at this moment that I muster during the day has got to be to care for my body. If I only have enough energy to make one meal, I have got to make sure that I have other things done already. Which is why when I cook like an abundance. I no longer just make a serving of bacon. I make all the bacon so that there's bacon in the refrigerator, cooked already. All I have to do is put it in the microwave, type of thing. The trying to keep my sugar under control for my vision and my heart and my kidneys, doing my exercises and stretches for my knees and arthritis, meal prepping, intermittent fasting, drinking my water, drinking my electrolytes. All of these things are where I have to put my energy right now. And it really sucks because I really miss you guys. And I really need this job. So it's like that part is really hard. I know for a fact that if I split my focus, I will be last. It's a culture that I created, and I'll tell you, it's very hard. I literally just heard it out loud for the first time, is that the problem with putting other people first is that you tell them that you are last. Like, that's you telling them that you don't matter as much. And we were raised like it was a selfless act and it was important to take care of others and stuff like that. And that yes, is important, but not before your own care. Your own care. Jim has been fantastic. Of course, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. And we know that about each other. So that's okay. But Jim has just been fantastic. He's trying everything he can. Of course, there are days where it's just so taxing on him and he just doesn't know what to do. But he's really trying, and he's really doing a very successful job of taking care of me. He's ebbing when I can't flow. He's flowing when I can't flow, so we can ebb and flow together, I guess. I was thinking about the yin and yang just now, and there are parts where like one of them is sort of large, just where the other one is thinned out. And most of your marriage, you want to keep it in the 50-50 zone of like, we're both pulling our own weight, but when it gets to the point where someone doesn't have it, it's great that the other person just fills in. That's what's so great about that balance model right there. Well, I'm going to go. I love you guys. I miss you guys. Feeling good right now, even though I just had my little breakdown and my little cry. I'm feeling good right now. I don't know, can't promise anything's gonna come today, but it's just so, it's just even the sharing process, because I have to then I interact with everybody, and that's the part that's really having a little bit of a problem these days, is that going back and reading the comments and talking to everybody and how much you guys miss me and hearing how much you miss me just makes, I don't know, I don't want you to think like you're not making me feel guilty. It's a self thing, so then I'm reminded of like what I'm doing or not doing, so it's like, oh, and I can't get out of my own headspace. It's really a lot of it too, is that I can't get out of my own headspace. But I'm hoping to be able to knock the crap out of this desk today. I don't have a system for my paint yet, but I think I'm going to come up with a system for my paint. And I might ask Jim to help me with the drill, not help me with the drill, but get the drill. Because I'm thinking I have, here, let me show you guys real quick. I'll take it this way. I have my paint boards that I always just keep, I can't even see if you can see. My paint boards I always keep stuck in here and knock over all the ribbon, And I think, I want to hang them on here. On the other side is my cutting mat and the Cricut mats, but they all have a hole in them. Excuse my hand. They have a hole drilled in them. So I think I'm going to purge some of these. I got some new ones, and I think I'm just going to drill a hole in them so they can hang here, so I can access them easier, on top of everything else. And then I want to see about my paint storage system, because it's all on my table. I guess you saw that, but so this is the two-tier rack that we made on our channel that we were inspired by Fabbed Hacks. But as you can see, there's like bigger jars now, bigger bottles, and the things that I just use on a regular basis, they're just, I need a different system. So I might just get a tray. I don't know. Okay, I thought I heard somebody. But we'll see. And whatever I do, if I don't share the process, I will update you on the process of what I decided to do. So you know that I hope that I actually do share it. I should just do like, hi, this is Jeri. The next 2 weeks of content you see from me will be from months ago. So enjoy. Yeah. I know it's been a rough year for everybody. Some of us more than others, obviously. But I just feel like the first half of the year, even with everything going on, wasn't as bad as like the second half of the year. Really, since since it's really less than a half, because it's really since August. It's been a rough couple of months, a rough few months. Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But listen, I love you guys. I'm sorry I said I was going to cut this off 20 minutes ago, but I picked you up instead. That's it. And as always, you guys take care. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye.